Hello and welcome. Today is May 2nd, 2018, and I am your host, Eric from howtorecordmusic.com. In today's lesson, we will be walking through basically an A-B comparison of mixing raw tracks or stems from a website called Cambridge-MT.com. I'll leave the link in the description. And we're going to be mixing this track from Rubblebucket, a band from Brooklyn, New York, and their track called Carousel Ride. There are only 9 tracks in this stem pack, this download. It was recorded live at Telefunken Electro Acoustic Studio in South Windsor, Connecticut. So basically, we're gonna show a before and after, and then I'll walk you through what I did for the mix treatment. Let's open up the session. So I've imported all the tracks into my DAW. I color coded them accordingly by groups. I'll walk you through those quick. So we have an acoustic guitar. This second track, I should rename that. Just call it that. So basically I doubled the guitar, the acoustic guitar. It came with one. Everything was panned up the middle in mono, but I felt like it needed more width, more depth. So I did that. I added a Haas effect, which I'll get into in a little bit, and how to achieve a sound that I was going for. So if you download this, you'll have 9 tracks. I have 10 because of this. We have a floor tom, and then we have a drum mono mic. We have a trombone for a horn section. We have a trumpet, part of the horn section. We have a room mic, a live room mic, also in mono. We have background vocal 1, background vocal 2, and then we have the lead vocalist. So it's fairly straightforward, fairly simple. Let me give you, right, so all the plugins are disabled. Some things are mixed slightly. As you can see, the faders are up and down. I also went through and adjusted each gain for each track. I didn't do that through a plugin, so instead I did it through, if I highlight these, I reduced about 10 dBs off of each track. It was a little too hot for my liking, and then since I was adding some plugins and I needed more headroom, so that's my decision. That's how I did it. You could do it several ways, but Logic makes it pretty simple to do that, so that's what I chose. Anyway, so let's have a listen to this. Here we go. So again, unmixed, well, semi-mixed. No plugins, and yeah, fairly raw, very dry. Let's go. All right, so like I said, pretty raw, barely mixed. Mostly what I did is, like I said, I did some gain adjustments, I panned things, and then I basically mixed accordingly, brought down some things. Yeah, that's about it. Let's walk through, actually, let's hear before So we already heard the before. Let's hear the after. Let me go ahead and enable all these plugins. You can do that by just highlighting everything, all the tracks, hit Command on Mac, and then click and drag. So I should mention it's going to be quite loud now. Let's hope this works. So let's play. You may want to turn down a little bit. Let's play again. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Think I had more luck at my other job. On the way to the top, grab drinks at the bottom. Soldiers on the mantle, a pain on my side. Take a cheap spin and say it's alright. Starting little fires is my middle name. I smoke what I got when I can't relate. I gotta fix my eyes on the future 2000s. Spins, do-do-do-do. I get myself fat and get myself thin. Trotting through life with occasional wins. Thought it'd be cool to calm my wits. Oops. Do-do-do-do. On this ride I'm the captain.
Alright, so as you can see, I've added more clarity, more depth to the guitars, the vocals, drums, horns, etc. Let's walk through what I did on each track quickly. So let's do this. So as I mentioned, the guitars by themselves, let me just undo these, solo them out. They sound dry. Listen. And so what I've added was, since the track is 165 beats per minute, I've added an eighth note delay Haas effect-ish sort of thing with calculating out 45.5 milliseconds of delay, and which will sound like this. So I'll enable it as I play. So, pretty big difference there with the guitars. So the rest of the guitars, I've added Slate Digital's virtual mix rack on everything, and just if you look at the EQ, just brighten some 1K, 1.5K up. A little bit of the top end, give it some sizzle. Brought down just a hair of, it looks like 3.5K. Yeah, didn't do too much here. Brought up a little bit more over on this EQ. Added some gain reduction on the compressor, and then added some sizzle with revival. Let's have a listen to that. That was basically the same for both. Slightly different, just to kind of give them two different feels. Let's have a listen. So yeah, not a dramatic effect, just kind of cleaning it up. It was a little muddy in the low end, so I brightened it up slightly. Let's move on to the drums. The drums sound like this. Originally. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So barely noticeable, just a little oomph on the low end. Moving on, the horns. Again, just kind of lifting it up, putting it in its frequency space, if you will. Let's take a look at what I did here. So using, again, the VMR and, let's see, added some drive, lowered some top end, other areas boosted it, gave it some mid-range, and yeah, more mid-range here. Added the earth, just a little bit of life into there, a little bit more thickness, and then added the FG bomber, kind of extreme. Yeah, and that's that. I pretty much did the same on both. Yep, pretty much the same settings for both, just a little bit different because they are two different instruments. Moving on. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so add a little bit more clarity again to the high, to the low, to the mid, just a little bit more boost. I did boost up some drive and boost up the compressor and then lowered the volume back down, or the gain back down to kind of an original volume. I wanted to squash it. It's a room mic. I wanted to kind of squash it and get some of the depth and thickness out of it. Moving on. Vocals. So there's 2 backup vocals. Let's have a listen to those. All right, so you can probably hear I widened them out. They were a little bit too dry for me. So I also added a chorus, just a little chorus, kind of mixed it to taste, blended it, and another delay with the same Haas effect. Well, yeah, same Haas effect, since we have hard left, hard right. This left track has the delay, the right track doesn't. I guess that wasn't really needed because these are not the same track per se. Let's have a listen again. Actually, same performance, 2 different mics. That's what it was. So in this case, it worked out. Moving on. So I used 2 EQs, boosted the drive, added some compression, and didn't touch Revival. Pretty much did that on both of them. Let's see. Yeah, this EQ is flat. Didn't use any EQ. Just used the drive a little bit. Close these out. And then the lead vocals, I added... Let me fix that quick. Lead vocals, I did do quite a bit of EQing on. It needed... Well, let's have a listen. Let's close that out. Solo this.
I am prone to flight, and I do like heights. When all the strongest winds are blowing my way, and the reaper comes to take my breath away, yeah, I'll go, and I'll dance in the fire, and then I'll do it again. Round and round and round I go, hoping for a miracle. I got no place to run and hide.
Yeah, so I killed, since it's a live room, live recording, the cymbals, the shaker was coming through quite a bit in this range in the lead vocalist's mic, and it was just overwhelming to my ears. So I cut the frequencies there, which kind of helped bring up the vocalist's higher notes or higher frequencies, and then boosted quite a bit of mid-range. So that's that. What I did here was bust everything into individual buses, and then added a ton of plugins to each one. So I used some crazy stuff that I normally don't pull out. I used Butch Vig's vocal plugin from Waves. Never used that, but I did. And let's have a listen to that.
I am prone to flight, and I do like heights. When all the strongest winds are blowing my way, and I am prone to flight, and I do like heights.
Yeah, so quite a bit. My computer's not gonna do so well today. So let's wrap it up. Basically, I've added virtual tape machine to the stereo output. I've added slight reverb, just a touch to give it some depth and some sit in the mix better. And the other thing I added, using Logic's direction mixer. Take a listen to this.
I am prone to flight, and I do like heights. When all the strongest winds are blowing my way, and
we get to a section that you could hear better.
stars align, it's not a reason to get blind.
So basically, after 100 hertz, I'm sending all of those frequencies to mono. Everything above is going 100% wide, if you will, in the audio spectrum, the width, the imaging. Really helpful. What else? So didn't touch the EQ on the stereo output, and then I added the Slate Digital FG Gray and slight threshold 1.5 ratio, just barely kissing the needle. Watch.
If stars align, it's not a reason to get blind.
just barely kissing it. Then I crushed it with FabFilter Pro limiter. Have a listen here. Here are my settings. And then I added, just for metering purposes, this is passive. It's just metering. Let's watch that. All right, so that's it. That's a quick mix A/B comparison using Cambridge-MT's raw stems. You can download, you can mix yourself, you can see how the artist performed, see how the mix engineer is recorded, see how the studios use different mic choices and placements and all that good stuff. If you want to learn more, I'll probably do a blog post about my process in decision making here. Check it out on howtorecordmusic.com. Once again, I'm Eric. This has been really a lot of fun, and hopefully I can do more of these. All right. Thanks so much for watching. We'll play this one more time. Hopefully my computer doesn't choke. Thanks for watching.
Think I had more luck at my other job. On the way to the top, grab drinks at the bottom. Soldiers on the mantle, a pain in my side. Take a cheap spin and say it's alright. Starting little fires is my middle name. Smoke what I got when I can't relate. I gotta fix my eyes on the future 2000s. Spins, do-do-do-do. I get myself fat and get myself thin. Trotting through life with occasional wins. Thought it'd be cool to calm my wits. Oops. Do-do-do-do. On this ride I'm the captain. All my friends call me Shackleton. With one eye I ride high. Got magic wands and unicorns in action. Take a spin on the carousel ride. Just the way the stars align. It's not a reason to get blind. Oh, take another spin on the carousel was a bird in another life. Maybe that's why I'm prone to flight. And I do like heights. When all the strongest winds are blowing my way, and the reaper comes to take my breath away. Yeah, I'll go, and I'll dance in the fire, and then I'll do it again. Round and round and round I go, hoping for a miracle. I got no place to run and hide. Guess I'll take a spin on the carousel ride. Just the way the stars align. It's not a reason to get blind. Oh, take another spin on the carousel ride. take a spin on the carousel ride. Just the way the stars align, it's not a reason to get blind. No, take another spin on the carousel
Yep. Good stuff.